Hello everyone, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. I have no idea what I was doing last time. It was ages ago. Was I going through the red stuff, or was I still doing the like catching up on the non-red stuff? I think maybe I was still catching up on non-red stuff. Was the idea that I wanted to make everything gold, or maybe? But then maybe I should also do some of these like sevens and stuff. Yeah, might as well. Like, is this 35 out of 45? I guess I don't. It's hard for me to now tell whether there's any just like the normal ones missing, the non-red ones. Like there's one there, for example. Let's just do it. Why not? Range 4 to 5. All regions have an area between 4 and 5. And it says 4 and 5. Hooray! So these all must do this, I guess. And you. This cannot get here and it cannot get there. So at most it's getting one from this side, and then must be going at least two. Okay, so there. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It could go further if it doesn't go here, etc. But that is true. It can't go down. Similarly here. Can't go here. Can't go here, so can at most get one from there, so that goes to there. I think these are all going to have a similar thing, aren't they? 1, 2, can't go there, can't go there, so in fact this has to be 4 like that, right? I think so. It has been a while since I played, so I might be a little bit out of practice and make mistakes, but whatever. So I think similar here, we could get at most 1 here, so at least to there. Potentially only to there. It can't go this way though. It could go further up. Although these two are going to have to fill this space. So in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to have to be you. So you go there. Cool. So you do go there. You may still go further. In fact, you do still go further since nobody else can get there. So then you're there. You're a 4. Got this and this. These can't be the same. This could come down here though if we wanted to. This is going to have to come across to here. I mean, it's going to have to at least go to there. It may go down as well. This can't join this, so it doesn't go down. We stop there. Cool. Should we try 7? It is here. Why not do it? What thing is this? Non-boxy. Oh dear, non-boxy area number Gemini Delta. Of course. Maybe it's just a 7 because it's big. It's not even that big to be honest, but whatever. Non-boxy area number Gemini Delta. Non-boxy area number Gemini Delta. These two 6s are going to have to be the same because this doesn't have 6 to fill up, so that's gonna be true at least, right? Is that true? But it also can't fill just this. We can have spaces left over that are not, that don't have numbers in them, that's fine. So in fact, no, I can't leave a single, so no, that did have to be filled in. Yep, okay. I also can't leave 2. And I can't leave 3 like that either, so hold on. So you're going to be coming into here. Like basically this 6 can't do like this and go out because it would leave a 1 here, and it can't do this and go out because it would leave a 2 here. It can't take all of these, so it's definitely going out in some way. It needs 2 more, but it can't leave 1. It can't leave 2. Yeah. Therefore, what am I saying? I mean, it can leave 1 as long as it gets taken by something else, basically. Or it could leave 2 as long as it gets taken by something else. Yeah. So this doesn't necessarily go any further, I guess. It definitely doesn't become part of that 6. That 6 is its own 6. This has to be non-boxy though. So if this goes up, it would have to go left, I guess. That would be 6. And this 5 would have to do like that, I guess. Maybe, or something. I don't know. Yes, it would have to do that. Or it sticks out down here in some way, which it might still. Okay, so I don't think I can work that out yet. But that's something, I guess. Do we have a similar thing here? This 6 is going to have to at least get into this space. Therefore, that 6 is going to be part of it as well. So, yeah. And it's not going to be a 2x3, so it's going to have to stick out here a little bit. So it needs one more. Can't be that one, because that would leave that space. Could be that one. Or it could be something down here, but it can't be because this would have to go up here. It would end up being a boxy 3. So you are done at that end. And so it's that that's being taken. I think that's true. This has to be a 3 and non-boxy 3, so there's that. Okay. Hopefully I'm not getting it wrong. I mean, I could click that. Is it big enough for me to feel like I should click that? I don't know. Maybe. This 4 can't just take this region up, so it is going to have to come out a bit, at least. That might be the core idea behind most of these puzzles, like realizing, well, this isn't a space of 4, but if it were to take all those spaces, it would be boxy, so it has to stick out a bit. And it can't take that and that, but it could just stop where it is. That would be fine. I guess since we know that 6 is not part of that 6, then it's going to have to come out of here at least a little bit. It can get at most 4 from here, so it's going to have to come out of here 2, and it can't go there. So at least that is true. Then, I mean, it can't go to the right, because if it did, it would leave this. So if it continues going up, that, I mean, it can, that's fine. That'd be 5, and then 6, for example, down here. This is going to have to come up because it needs to be non-boxy at some point, so it's going to have to go somewhere. It could go to this 5, that would work out fine, although it would leave this as a 2x2 region, which you can't break up into non-boxy regions. You would always have a 1 or a 2, or you'd always have a 1 left over, basically, which is boxy. So this can't be that 5, is what I'm saying there. Since that can't be that 5, and it can't just go up because it'd be boxy, it has to go to the left. It may still go up, or it may just go to the left. Okay, so that traps you, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to be that. Okay. I think I'm making good progress. So then this needs 2 more. It's going to have to be these 2, which means you are part of that 5. And this 4 must be that. That makes this a same shape. Okay. To check. It's a 4, but it's also specifically a 4 of that shape. I mean, maybe I can just figure out where that goes already. I'm not sure I can. No, I can't. There's no point putting that 4 in, because it's more about the shape than it is the number, I think. So, okay, so this 3 is a problem. Oh. This 3 is a major problem. A mistake has been made somewhere then. Yeah, that 3 can't just go down to here. At best it would go to here. But it can't block this 4 in, it can't. So yeah, there's another mistake up here somewhere, I think. Uh-oh. Was I wrong at this bit? This can't be part of that 5. Why? Because it leaves this inevitably leaving a box behind. Can't go to there, so it has to go here. Just do exactly the same stuff. That would have to fill that. This needs 2 more. But, okay, but I think we've already got the problem at that point. As soon as this comes out here, this 3 would have to go here. So yeah, as soon as that 4 is forced to go that way, that implies that, okay, this is taking a step back a bit, but this 4 must go up to here and there. So I must be making a mistake up here somehow. Okay. So I still think that's true. So how am I making a mistake up here? Non-boxy. This needs 2 more. Can't go that way, because it would make a box here. So they have to go that way. That's a 6. Am I wrong about this 2x2 region up here? How would you make this non-boxy? What? Can't be a 3 and a 1. Can't be a 4. Like, yeah, can't be a 1 for that reason. Can't be 2 2s. What? Unless this goes into this space somehow? But it can't, because then that would force this to be a 2x3 6. That's a solid wall there, right? I didn't draw that in. So this can't go up. Huh. Am I missing something silly? No regions are rectangular. Yeah, there's no way to divide that up. Oh, I am missing something silly. Yes, okay. I see what I'm missing. I think this is all true still down here. It's just that this doesn't have to be part of the 5. As long as it becomes non-boxy in some way, it's fine. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm missing. All right. Okay. This doesn't go down to here. It could go here, but it does mean it's at least going 1 up. So that does mean this is a 3 of some shape. In fact, it has to be the only non-boxy 3, so it has to be that. Okay, so we know there's a non-boxy 3 over here. Okay. Recovered, I think, a little bit. This is still going to have to go up. It's going to have to go left at some point, but maybe there or maybe there. Either would be fine right now. Where next? This 5 could be that 5, although could it? If that 5 were that 5, no, it could. If that 5 were that 5, I'd have to go like this or like this. This bottom one leaves a box there. This one makes this 4. Well, we can't leave that as a box as well, so this 4 would have to go a straight line down, and then it would also be a box. So I think those 5s can't be the same 5 for that reason. Okay, cool. Which I guess means this would have to be part of U. In fact, we can say that already. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, if you're going to get one from here, it's going to. If you're going to get up to 5, it's going to have to go this way. I think it will go. In fact, no, it can't go further up. No, it could. We could have 5 like that. That would be fine. And then this would fill all this space. Okay. But then that does mean that this 5 doesn't have enough space in here, so it's going to have to come out this way at least a little bit. Maybe a lot, but for now, at least a little bit. Okay. Where next? Stay in the same place or don't stay in the same place? I mean, this 5 can't go up to there. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's going to have to at least take this one as well. In which case it can no longer go up. So it is this shape specifically. And therefore you take that. I think that's the only way that could resolve. Yeah, without leaving a box. Okay, cool. So this 4 is like this. This is a different shape. This is gonna have to go this way. It could get 1 from there, but only 1. 1, 2, 3, so 1 more over here somewhere. At least. This can get at most 1 from there, so it's gonna have to go at least 3 out this way. It could go there, because those would be different. Ooh, well yeah, only if this doesn't go that way. It'd have to then go like there or there, but that'd be fine. These need to be different shapes here, so if this goes down, they can't be the same kind of 5. That's fine. What now? This 5 is kind of trapped to some degree, but not massively. Like, oh, it could also be part of this 5. Yeah, okay. So it's not trapped at all. Where do I make progress? I don't know. There's lots of 5s up here, which is kind of annoying because they could all be the same 5s. We don't have solitude. So we know this is the same shape here. It can't go that way. Like, what are the various ways this could go? Like that? Can't do it. Like that? Seems like it would be fine. I guess let's put them all in, although it's going to be hard to understand. Seems like it would be fine. Is that all of them? That might be all of them. Sure. Wait, in fact, hold on. So then the easier thing to do there is to say, well, this 5 can't go down here because it wouldn't be the same shape as this. And it can only get 1 from there, so it has to go that way. Right. In fact, I can put that in. Cool. This needs to be non-boxy, but it could become non-boxy. It can't go up. Yes, it could. I was thinking it blocks the 4 in, but no, it could. But if it does, then the 4 would have to take that, and then those would be the same, even though they need to be different. So this can't go up. Is that true? Yes. Because that would, or that'd be left as a single block, which it can't be because it's boxy. Okay. Still don't know who you belong to though. This may go down, in which case this is different, but okay. Like, these shapes must be different. It's such a loose restriction. When they're the same, it's a much stronger restriction. So actually, the 2 options that we have for the 3 that goes here, sorry, 2 of the 3 options would make the 5 go here. One of the options would allow a space here for the 5 to come into. Okay, cool. And now we do something else somewhere. Yeah, this feels like one of those 6s or 7s that's just like, okay, just keep chipping away at it very, very slowly. We could click the thing. Let's click it. Yay, cool. I was fairly sure, but it was worth checking. Okay, where to go next? Like maybe we can do something with this 4. So this 4 can't be. If it goes there. Oh wait, in fact, yeah, this is simple, isn't it? It can't go there, and it can't go there because that obviously so it can't go there. So that is part of the 5. Okay, the 5 is done. All right. This could just go straight here and not actually go into this space. But okay. In fact, that has then restricted the options here. This is now no longer an option. This is... Although it's not, is it? Because this would then have to be part of this 3 and go that way, and then these wouldn't be different. So hold on, that's not an option. That's not an option. So that's the only option left. I believe so. And since this has to be different, this 3 can't go into here because the only kind of 3 is the same shape. So this has to go like this. Okay. This is going to be different in some way. It could become the 5 or it could become the 4. We don't know which way. I guess this is going to have to be resolvable now down here then, since it's fully closed off from everything else. We don't have any like global constraints going on. So this 5, it could just be part of this. It's at least going to have to go to here. It doesn't have to go out because it could just be these 5 things. But if it does go out, then what am I saying? Then I think this would have to be a 3 going to the left, which is still fine. Oof. Solving this seems like a bit of a pain. I guess I know that's going to be some kind of region. It might be the same region as that. It might not be. Whatever's here needs to be the same as over here. That seems horrendous to think about. This 5. You could take, like, see 3 more. You could take those 3. Could we fit that over here? Maybe. Yeah. Ooh, interesting. So this 5. If it were like that, it can't be like this. It can't be like this because these 2 having to be joined. It could be like that. But then that would have to be different. But that could be a 3. And then that could be a 5 like that. But these are 1 over. Actually, so no, that can't go into there. Because it leaves the 1 over. So it has to be this, but then this wouldn't be a different shape over here. The same shape. But maybe there's other ways of doing that I haven't seen. That leaves a 2 behind. I don't think there is another way of doing that though. So we're saying it's not this shape. So you need 3 more still. It can't be that shape. Can't be that shape. Can't just leave you behind and go here. Could do that, but no, I can't do that. Okay, so the options are what? Feels like there aren't any options except the one that doesn't work. There's like T or something. T shape. Or even, oh, can't do that shape. So yeah, T shape maybe? If we're T shaping, then you would have to be something along here. Then you'd have to not be a 3, so you'd have to be part of this. Oh, that works. Okay, I think I'm just going to accept it. That was quite a deep... I don't know. You know what I mean? I went quite deep with that deduction. With a bit of trial and error, but whatever. It worked. Okay. Okay, this 4, it can't go... I kind of feel like this is... Maybe there's a nice way of doing some of these things, but I feel like this puzzle's quite susceptible to that. Can't do this because it leaves a gap here. Could go in here and become a little T, and that would be fine with you. It could be a little L. That'd be fine. But it can't be an L like that, because then those are not different to each other. So it says either that or that is what we're beginning with, so that means that is part of it. So then, do you take this one or do you take that one? That one is fine and that one is fine. If you are this, then we have an L over here, which seems fine to me. Maybe we leave you for now. This 5 up here, can I do anything with you? Maybe. Although, it doesn't feel great. I mean, those are going to be different because it's going to be a 5 or a 4. So these shapes are necessarily different already. If you go up to the 4, you'd have to go that way. Oh, in which case there's no room for the 5. Wait, in fact, that's just true anyway. Okay, so yeah, you have to be part of the 5. Okay. Cool, so that does have to go there, and it's going to have to go there, and it's going to have to go there. So that makes you that, I hope. There's no way to split up a 2x2 into non-boxy things except for them to all be together and leave, right? So that makes that a 5. Because anything else you do here leaves a single left over. Yep. Yep. No, not true. There's a 3. Okay? Not true. So you could be a 3, and then the 5 is just going up like this, or you're part of this. Okay, cool. Oh, I was meant to use the pen. So if you go to this, we know we're doing a 4. Could be like an L shape, and then you'd be an L shape maybe. Or an L shape and you're an L shape. 5, that would work out. Can't be a 2x2. Can't be a straight line 4. Can't be a zigzag because it leaves a space here. Is there any other zigzag I can do? No, I don't think so. Litso. L-I-T-T shape. No, we'll leave a box here. So we think this has to be an L? T-S-O. This has to be an L. So then there are 2 options. That's not an option. So it's either this or this. I think those are the only 2 options. What was it? That or that. If it's that. Any problems? Probably. Maybe. Or if it's that, any problems? You'd have to be an L. Can't be your own L, so you would have to be part of that. But that is fine. This has to go up here. Change direction at some point. Doesn't have to become part of that 5. That's the mistake I made over here. Don't make that mistake again. This has to come up here. But not just be an L, but it could be something else. But I do need to leave enough space for this 5. This 5 is not joining this 5. It's too far away. So there does need to be space. So in fact, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would have to be a 4. It'd have to be an L shape, which doesn't work. So that was very deep, but I think that can't go that way. So it has to go this way. I think it's what we're saying there. How competent of that am I? I don't know. So then this has to be whatever shape this is. And it can't be a... Like if this 4 goes here, then it has to be an L shape, and it would be that by itself. That needs to be non-boxy. So... Ooh, that seems like a problem then. Oh. Maybe there's a... Wait, hold on. So that way around, that has to go this way. These can't be the same, because that leaves a problem here. Can't go down. Can't remain a 3, because then you can't be a 4. So I must have been wrong with the other thing. This is somehow valid. It doesn't have to be a 4. No it does. Oh, unless it can be part of this 5. It can be part of this 5. I was going to say it has to be a 4 because we need to leave 5 for this. Well, I mean, it could be a 3, but it would be a boxy 3, so it has to be a 4. Or if it were a 5, it wouldn't leave enough space for you. Yes. But it can be a 5 if it joins this. So I think that's what's happening. This is a 5 like that, and then you go like this. Okay. I think that's the option I missed. This is going to have to come up here and go somewhere. It's going to have to go here. Oh. Oh. No. Not again. Not again. Those have to be the same. Oh no. Where is this going wrong? Ah, what am I not considering? Something. That has to be a 5. Can't reach that 5. So it's definitely taking 3 more from up here. Therefore this has to either be a 4. Well, it kind of is a 4, but it could continue and become part of that 5. It can't be that. So it has to be that. It has to go this way. It has to be different to you, so it has to go there. But problems. I missed an option for this 4 down here. I've just seen it. I missed an option. This is an option. Yeah. Okay, well it's going to be that because the other ways had problems. That's fine, right? So then I think this still has to be this. Yeah, there's no other way this is working. So you're you. You need to be non-boxy, you need to be non-boxy. That is non-boxy, so that could stop there. This is going to have to come up this way. It doesn't necessarily have to be part of this 5. It could be part of the 5, I don't know. Is there a version of... So if this isn't part of that 5, then it would have to go up, and I could keep going up if these two 5s are the same, I guess. But then we wouldn't have the same shape over there. I think this is an L like that. And then this is a 5 like that, and you're like that, and then you go here. There's a little bit of going, well, it looks like it works. Does it work in the end though? What's going to happen with you? So we can do a 3 here. It can't be a 3 down here, so this is going to have to be a 5, and that's a 4. That does work out. Yay! Yay! 2 puzzles done. What great progress. The progress is so slow. Oh, hold on. Let's to make sure we do the thing that we do, which is we go over here, right? And we do something over here. 4, sure. Loopy, there cannot be a point where exactly 3 borders meet. That means that's the real edges thing, right? Because we can't do that. Yeah. So these are all real edges. This has to do this. What about here? Is that true there? No. Because this could be 4. Yeah, that's not what I meant. Go away, go away. No, go away. Difference of 0. Inequality difference. Okay, that's fine. Greater than, greater than, greater than, greater than. So there's a little loop here. So that is separate. In fact, that's like an error currently, but it doesn't highlight it. Whatever. This has to be bigger than that, so it has to be, it has to be bigger than, let's say this were a 1. 2, 3, 4, it has to be at least a 4. I should be writing this stuff down, I guess. That's if that's a 1, which I guess it could be. So greater, oh gosh, I didn't mean to do that. Greater than 1. Wait, 1 or more. Greater than or equal to 1. Greater than or equal to 2. Greater than or equal to 3. Greater than or equal to 4. Greater than or equal to 5. Somehow this loop around the outside is going to be important here. I don't know exactly how. These 4 do have to be different regions. All 5 of these have to be different regions because they're all strictly greater than each other. So let's say this were 5. There's also going to be a region that's copied here, basically, like the size of it is copied, which is obviously not going to be you, because if you came in and hit this, we'd have nowhere near enough space. 27. Yeah, and then not enough space for these as well. So if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 exactly, then 9, 10, it would be 15, which there's plenty of room for 15. That's fine. Okay, cool. Is there anywhere else we can do the loopy rule? I guess we know, excuse me, we know that either these are both open, which they can't be because then these would be the same region, or they're both closed. Okay, so it's just that. Okay. That could still be a 1 though, right? There's no reason it couldn't be, but it could also get filled in, which makes me worry. But whatever. I'll get there later. So you're at least a 3. But don't forget that one of these could be the outside wall. Ooh. Well, you can't be, because there's no way we're then having something bigger than that. So, no, you can't be part of the outside wall. Okay. So you are at least that. You don't go there. You're at least that. You're at least a 1, that's fine. I wonder if one of these does, like the one at the top, the greatest one might be this outside border or something, in which case this would become a 1 and that would disambiguate it. That's 100% what's happening. I was like looking at this going, and I was like, what the heck would disambiguate this? This is going to be part of the outside thing, so therefore this can't be part of the outside thing. Okay, well, good to know. I'm reverse engineering the puzzle, I think. But, yeah, useful. Okay. Yeah, that's using uniqueness. Anytime you say, like, well, this would only be solvable if there was some way to disambiguate this, that's using uniqueness. So we're going to cast that out of our minds and not use that fact. I mean, I could put you in, I guess. If you expand, and they could right now. That would be fine, and so on and so forth. Are there any more places I can say that, like, There definitely can't be. Oh, in fact, hold on. There can't be a border there. So no. It's already disambiguated. Okay, no, I'm wrong. Okay. That is part of that. So no, you are separate. I did not reverse engineer the puzzle. I'm kind of glad, so that's a good thing. All right, yeah, are there any other places like that where I can just say there's like a set of 3? I don't think so, not right now. Or like there's almost a set of 3. No. Okay. So since you are separate, what does that leave us with? I kind of wish I could count. Something's going to get copied. It's obviously not going to be you. So one of the regions in here is going to hit this and copy itself. What are we left with in here? 21, 3, 6, 8, 29. So if one of them's copied, it needs to be... what was this again? 15. I mean, that's still too loose. Okay. Okay, if you were to expand this way, that would mean you would have to be a 3. Which couldn't go that way, it'd have to go that way, and then you'd have to be a 4, which is fine. We don't have non-boxy here. Although, is there something like... Well, okay, so I guess we do know that this can't go this way. Because if it did, you could then no longer be bigger than it. Okay. Which means no border here, so you have to continue this way. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay. So you had to get to here. Wait, was that true? Is there any reason this couldn't just be another region? Yes, because there can't be a border there. Yes, okay. Yep. Forgetting what I just said immediately after saying it. Anything similar to that? Like if you... Well, so you're now 4 at least, so you're actually greater than or equal to 5. I really wish you could see where the eraser was going to be. That looks like a 6. And that looks like a 6 because it is a 6. Okay, now what? That could go across, that would be fine, I think, kinda, sorta. Just can't join the outside thing. If we've got a 5 and a 6 up here, if this 5 like tried to get out of here as fast as it could, which I think would cause problems because of this 0 here, but let's say it did, sure there would be room for a 6. In fact, hold on, so if that 5 comes out here as fast as it can, because it could get there and not clone itself, that would be fine. This is harder than the 7. This is so much harder than the 7. Do we have a similar thing here? If this comes down, then we have a... Well, unless it goes that way. Well, it can't go that way because then that wouldn't be able to be bigger than it. So if this goes down, there would be a border here. This would have to continue, but there's no issue with that. Ooh, yes there is. Because this can't then be part of this, so there'd be a border here. Oh, that's what we're getting to. Okay, hold on. There's some deduction here around effectively this being a real edge, or whatever we're calling it. Or like if you come to the edge and if you come to the edge Let's maybe not try and overgeneralize this deduction. Like, the deduction there is that this can't go down, because if it did, it has to go left, but it can't. So then there'd be a border here. There wouldn't be able to be a border here, so this has to come down. These two can't join the edge, so there would be a 3 here. So you definitely don't go down. You don't necessarily go anywhere, but sure. And then we have a thing here where either this stays as it is, no borders at all, in which case this keeps expanding rounds, which I think it might have to. There's something in that, I think. Or they're both borders. I don't really see why that would be an issue. Just visualizing right now. This can't go up here, so this has to be like this. But again, would be fine, I guess. This cannot... Oh gosh, that's not what I meant to do. Greater than or equal to 1. Although that's just saying nothing, but yeah, sure. Greater than or equal to 1. This can't come down because if it did, it would block you in. Okay, so there is an edge here. There can't be an edge here because then it would be 3. Okay, that's where we go here. You may or may not go across though. There's probably something I can say here, but I'm not going to say it yet. Could this go down at this point? If it did, what would happen? We know that this can't join this because it would make everything way too big. So there would effectively be an edge here. Can't go there, so there'd be an edge here. So this would have to be not an edge. This would have to go into this space. And if it does go into that space, it would have to go into this space as well, I think, and then there would be problems, I think. If it didn't go into that space, it would stop there. So would this have to be like that? So that would have to be a single, but that would be 4, and that would be 4, and that's not good. So I think you can't go down. I think this is going to come around the edge a whole bunch, but I don't really have a good reason to say it definitely will. If this continues across, then this is the same size as it. It's a 4 or more. And doesn't join you, but it could be a 4 and go there. And then this would come all the way along the bottom, although wouldn't that cause... Okay, let's say you go here. It can't be the same as these regions, so whatever this number is has to be the same as this number. I think it's unlikely to become a 5. Although, I don't know that for certain. I don't know. I'm going to abort that line of reasoning right now. Can we expand anything yet? We know this can't be a border. So that does go across. It may be part of this. It may also not be part of there. Once again, this is either going round or it's like this. At which point this can't get any bigger, but then that would be a 3. Well, it could be a 4 like that. That would be fine. Sorry, I'm trying to visualize, but I'm using the wrong mode for it. Oh, that was fine. Those are together. We could do that. Then that would be joined. That would be a 4. This couldn't be any bigger, so that would have to be like that, and then that would have to be like that. Which is fine again. Oof. This is a 5 more, this is a 6 or more. What do I do? Okay, let's say you come across again. And you're at least a 4, so this is at least a 4, and it can't join these, so I have to go over here. If that happens, is there enough space up here for you two? I don't think there is. 1, 2, and you're not joining that for sure. You're not joining that for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there is still enough space for you two. 5, yeah, easily. Okay, good to know. Good to know. If you come this way, this is going to be separate from that. So you're a 3. Oh, hold on. Well, there we go. Okay, there's a simpler thing. If this goes this way, that's not a border. But this can't be that region because they can't be the same size. But that would cause a 3 thing here. So you don't go that way. You stop right there. You are a 1 exactly. Then this is a 3 border thing, so that has to do that. Okay. That's something at least, I think. Maybe. We have a similar thing here where either this is connected like that, or it's like this. Could I easily say which way right now? I don't know if I could. Hold on. 2 here. Can't have a border across there, so you have to go down. Okay, so this is going to be a... okay, this is going to be a 5 or more down here. Could be part of this, I guess. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Now what? If this goes here, it would have to join this, otherwise we'd have a 3 border here. It would also have to go there, I think. Don't love that though. Gosh, this is hard to do. This is the pace that we're going at these days. Oh my gosh, this game's going to take forever. Again, that's either like that or like that. This could still be part of this. Although, what do our numbers add up to right now? We've added in another 5, I guess, but does that help that much? I guess this 5, no, it could come up here, that's fine. Yeah, no reason it couldn't. So there's something about like, if like, basically if 2 regions like touch, okay, I just did it down here. 2 separate regions like touch this edge bit, then we're gonna get this kind of thing going on. But I can only say that about like the regions that are definitely not this outside region, which are the regions that I have numbers on. Because if they were that size, it would cause a cascade of problems. It'd cause there to be multiple regions that have to be that size and they're not going to fit. So, what am I saying? It's interesting how the check progress thing, it must like even though these are marked in as like separate regions kind of, that's not actually what that is. I guess the internal like meaning of this is just that these are the same region, not that these are not the same region. And so the check progress thing must be just checking that, like, they've said that these are the same region. Is that the case or not? Rather than like if these are separate regions, you put a border between them. So yeah, it must just be checking these as these must be the same, but not necessarily just because two are different colors, they must be different. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, what am I doing? What am I doing? So there's another kind of situation here where like this is either both or it's neither. If it's both, maybe I can figure something out from that actually, because this would have to come out. It can't go down there. It could get most one here, so it'd have to go at least up to here. I feel like we're going to end up with some threes along the edges. It's really hard to say whether that's true or not. If that goes down, if that doesn't go down, then this has to be like this, which is fine. As long as this is part of this. Ooh. I guess maybe there's a thing I could do now of like maybe this can't increase in size, because if it did, it would cause all of these to be too big for this space. In fact, yeah, there's going to be a maximum size for you, right? That wasn't there, right? Okay. So right now, you have to be 556. If you're any bigger, you'd have to be 667. So we're saying you'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'd have a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'd have to be a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It does still fit. It does mean, though, that you can't join this. Yes, okay. You can't join this thing, because definitely they'd be way too big to fit anymore. Okay, if that's the case, since either this has to be both open or both closed, you stop at a 4. Okay, that is that done. And then you are part of that. So therefore you are not part of that. Yes, I think. Okay. Now what? So then this is either both closed or both open. I think if it's both closed, it's going to be a problem. Both closed. You'd come out that way. You can't go here. So you'd have to go up, and these have to be part of this. That'd be fine though, right? That would be fine. If you come down, I think that's a problem. Is there? You go in there. No, there's no problem. Don't think so. Okay. But you also may just be part of this. Okay. Gosh, it's so slow. It's so slow. What happened to snappy puzzles? Both closed or both open? If both open, this, and then maybe that. Or this and maybe that. Both are fine. Why is it called loopy? Why would you call this loopy? It's probably something about how it ends up being. It basically means you can't have a shape end halfway along the edge of another shape. So I guess you get them kind of like hooking all the way along the edge of another shape. I don't really have any intuition for that right now, but like this had to go along all the way along the edge of this. This could stop here though. Right? Hold on, let's do that again. If that goes there, that goes there. This can't be an edge, so this have to go up. Yeah, this is fine. There are no problems with this. I kind of wish you'd been bigger than that, so that we have less space over here. What happens if you go up? Or wait, hold on. What happens if you don't go up? You can't be an edge, so you'd have to go sideways. That's fine. If you do go up, you'd be an edge. You'd have to go up. There. Wait, so if you go up, you'd have to continue going along the edge of this. That's true, right? If you go up, then be an edge there. Not necessarily, yeah, because the edge of this could come in is the thing. So yes, kind of true. You have to hook the edge of this, but the edge of this can come in. And maybe there's some deduction you can make around that, but that seems so hard to think about. And because there's nothing stopping us from having extra regions. So, yeah. So it's not just that, like, these are the only regions, and this is going to, like, kind of be an elastic band that comes in and squishes them all in. Nope, there could be extra regions. There's no reason why not. But, like, if you end, then yes, this has to then come in. As long as everything continues hugging like this, but I don't want to just do it like this. And you could come in multiple ways. It could be like that, or 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 whatever, or all of them. If you went up here, you'd have to hug this 6 the whole way, but that, again, doable. Like, that could go there. That could go there, and no, it can't. So there's probably something about that I can figure out. Well, but then you could have just come in here, and then the 6 would be like that. That causes a problem there, but how am I supposed to know that? I don't know. You'd have to hug along there, but that would cause that problem. So you don't go there, I guess. That was just a very deep thing to do. Oh gosh, this is difficult. This is so difficult. Like, you might just be by yourself. Oh, it can't be like that though. But yeah, you have to come in. But you also might not be by yourself. You might be part of this. In which case, this would have to hug all the way along here. But that... Oh, that wouldn't work. No, it would, because you could come in. How are you supposed to actually make progress here in a nice way? I mean, this puzzle is at least getting me to think about Loopy in a more well, not a more interesting way, just in a different way. I just don't know what I do with it. If this doesn't go up, this does go across. If this goes up, this is bordered this way. So, like, either you or you go into this space, for sure. How make progress? This is harder than the 7, for sure. This is a 4. I know that won't work, but that's just after having done a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. I guess you could describe that as like shapes, like the corners of shapes have to be touching the other corners of shapes. Is that true? Yes. The corners of shapes have to be touching the other corners of shapes. Yes. Okay, that is another way of thinking about that, rather than like hugging the thing. Corners must be touching corners. Although, yeah, I guess. Is that what? What am I saying? Yeah. No corners like along the edge of the shape. Yeah, it's basically the same thing as the hugging the edge. And what the implications of that for like this and touching this thing? Like, well, that's not a corner. So this, well, it would be a corner if, sorry, that is a corner touching an edge, but we could make it not a corner by doing this kind of thing, right? Like those are now not corners. Okay. I don't know how to use that information. Again, if this stops here, then this comes up, this comes out. It would at least have to go that far that way. This would be fine. That's a corner, touching a corner. I'll just go up here. It'd have to not go. Yeah. No. Okay, so it's not about corners touching corners, because like this is corners touching a corner. That's fine. Oh, but they're touching the edge of this. Yeah. It's about corners not touching edges. So that would be a problem. This could go up further, I guess. If this does this, then it has to go up there. Then this has to come along here and hug the edge of this. But I think you'd inevitably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess you could come in, could you? No, because then this would be touching the edge of this shape. So if you don't come in, then we've got these two ending on here. So I think it doesn't work if we do that. So I think these go like this. I don't know though. This then can't go this way because that would be, well, I guess technically it could if it keeps going. But they possibly end up being too big if I do this. But you also couldn't stop there. You could stop there because you could come in, but then that would happen. Well, you can't stop there, you can stop there. But you couldn't because, so you have to keep going. So you, what? But this ended up being way too big. I don't know. This elastic band, I don't know what shape it's going to end up being. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was right, but it did feel like I went, I don't know, I felt like I did it in a not very satisfying way. It needs one more, but it could be either there or there. It could, and it could get more than one more. If this ends up being a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'd have to be a 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is fine, potentially. At least the numbers work out. It can't be a 7, at least. But actually, is there a, I mean, you could be like that, then you like that, right? No, okay. I think you'd have to go across there, and then no. So we're saying you're as, you could be a 6. But the only ways you could be a 6 is like that or like this. Then there's actually one less space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but it could go like that, right? I think this... No, this can't be the answer. If that's a 6, then you'd have to touch this edge here. Or that edge there, not leave enough space for you. I think... So I think you can't be a 6. But you can be a 5, either like that or like that. I mean, I think I sort of see how this is going to go, but... Well, you can't stop there, because it's going to... No, you can, because you can do that. I mean, I think I see how this is going. It's going like that, but... What? Okay, we just get out there, alright. That was horrendous. That was absolutely horrendous. We did one extra puzzle, hooray! Oh dear. Oh dear game, what are you doing to me? I guess it's not always going to be that slow, but gosh, that was slow. Right, see you next time, and we'll try and be faster. Maybe we'll do some more like filling in gold windows, like over in this bit. That's probably what we planned to do last time, like you. Gosh, there's a lot to do. Right, see you then, goodbye.